What's your sustainability story? What's your, how do you see sustainability in this industry?
I think it becomes more and more important over the last few years worldwide as a worldwide topic, but also for us as a machine manufacturer. And we have actually taken this subject and we have created a term that we like to use, which is called green tech. And the green tech term is around our machines, around our claim, etc. So part of it is that the machines have a very long lifetime. So we delivered the first machine in 2008, and basically all machines are still running. So this gives it a very smaller ecological footstep.
We've invested heavily in technology that is greener, as in the water-based inks that we use with HP latex. And we've done a lot of work in the factory in looking at what materials we can use, reducing PVC particularly, and looking at stuff that we can recycle and how we recycle, and explaining the journey of that recycling to the customer.
We are really a big partner of a player in the printing market in Holland. And when you're at that point, you have to be responsible for the things you do. So we started with the solar panels. That we have 5,000 solar panels, I think more.
Wow.
And then it turns over a little bit like 60% of our energy.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
But 60% is not enough. So we're now working at the wind energy. In Holland, they're always very windy. So so that's a little bit, we are trying it. But also in the material. When you produce a lot of square meters, and I think we produce between 25,000 each day, you also get a lot of waste. And then you are starting to how can we reduce the waste? And when you starting reducing the waste, you start, how can I get the materials they don't use anymore? How can I get it back?
None of our waste goes into landfill, and that's the first step. That's really important, and that is customer driven, and then you start to attract customers that have similar ethos.
We try to have as many suppliers locally in Switzerland, most of them very close to our factory, so that we keep our distances very short. And this has been for us a big success, not just from a sustainability standpoint, but of course also what we discussed before from a quality standpoint, that we have long-term partnerships with our suppliers that gives us again a bit more control of what we can deliver to our customers.
That's excellent.
Lawrence Green, who's a family-owned business. Just to give you an example there, his came from a completely idealistic viewpoint. His daughter came home and read him a poem that she'd written as part of like an Environmental World Day. And it really just made him think. And the next day he was looking at lorries going out full of vinyl that couldn't be recycled. And he knew that they just end up in landfill. Yeah. So he started Challenge Green. And now every single customer that comes to them with a quote or asks for a service or a project, they give them two quotes. One which is the standard that they've asked for, but one which is Challenge Green, which gives them all of the same criteria, performance criteria, but offers them a full life cycle of much more sustainable, ultra-low carbon products. As I say, they've electrified their vehicle fleet, their factory. They're a bit of a sort of front-running case study of how it can be done.
From what you're saying, it's about being open and transparent.
Granular. And not being afraid to educate your customer. Put your head above the parapet and actually say, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And asking the customer, what is your environmental policy? Because when you're competing for work, quite often, and we've done this many, many times before, we've asked the customer up front when we're tendering for a job, have you got an environmental policy that we need to adhere to? Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Well, actually, do you want to have a look, and we can make sure we align ourselves with that when we quote the job?